All right, now it is time to get into TNA Impact, October 4th, 2007, the very first 2-hour Impact going forward for them.
Well, it's time to find out what was going on in the world of wrestling at the time with the Figure 4 Weekly, because the Observers, for some reason, don't have anything in 2007.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
I don't understand that. Please fucking get that figured out, Meltzer. Goddamn. Figure 4 Weekly, October 1st, 2007. Brian Alvarez writes in WWE News, and we've got yet another drug scandal.
Dude, they got Funaki.
That juicy bastard. Alvarez says, this one's just weird. John Todd Miller, alias Dr. Todd, was a dude from Tampa who ran a physician's wellness institute.
A dude from Tampa.
Oh, yeah. These are his words.
He's a local Florida man, of course.
Turns out he wasn't actually a doctor. In the end, that may be the least of his problems. He was also accused of dispensing, as a non-doctor, $150,000 worth of steroids at a rate of $300 to $2,800 a cycle. Wow, great deal.
Dr. Dude was giving drugs out to all the wrestlers?
But very reasonable prices.
Yeah, what a nice guy.
How did the fuck is there a non-doctor that has access to just steroids like this? Is that just a thing?
I guess so.
Is this an illegal drug institute?
I hope not. Dr. Dude, I hope not. He could lose his license.
Todd.
He doesn't have a license. He doesn't have one.
Oh, he already lost it.
What if I just change my first name to Doctor? Can I do that? And then I'm just like,
some guys can change their first name to Warrior, so I guess you can kind of do whatever you want.
Dr. Ryback.
Dr. Warrior Ryback.
Giving all the boys steroids.
If there's any two guys giving the boys steroids, I guess Dr. Warrior and Dr. Ryback would be doing that.
They're a
shit.
team. They work together.
Alvarez says, wonder what caused his rates to either be so high or low. Among his clients were at least one pro baseball player and a number of pro wrestlers, including Eddie and Hector Guerrero, Billy Kidman, Brian Adams, who referred Kidman to the clinic. I don't know how he has that information. Dan Spivey and
clinic.
Big Show. Big Show was on a cycle?
No, what do you mean by that?
He should get on a bicycle.
Or maybe a tricycle. Definitely not a unicycle.
Oh, no way, brother. He's breaking that. Alvarez says, don't think nobody has noticed that just a few weeks after this say no to drug speech to the locker room, Vince McMahon and Triple H are gigantic.
Yeah, Triple H said, none of you guys can do steroids.
Give me all your drugs so I can eat them now.
Yeah, what are you doing? Give me those. Alvarez says, Vince's arms were insanely big Monday, and although Hunter came back looking significantly smaller and leaner at SummerSlam, he's also getting bigger and bigger with each passing week.
Just working out, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you hit the gym, loser. Well, you hit one.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, like in riding a bicycle.
Maybe a tricycle. They had Big Show fucking wrong. He was just trying to work out. John Morrison also returns next week. Excitedly here, boys. Question is whether he'll immediately get into the ECW title picture again. The original idea was to build long-term around him, and Punk was given the belt because there really wasn't anyone better at the time that was over at his level. The reality is that before December to Dismember last year, Paul E. told everybody that he wanted to put the belt on Punk, but Vince told him that Punk was a quote-unquote string bean, and quote-unquote nobody would believe it. Alvarez says, given the recent say no to drug speeches in a perfect world, this would all have changed. Given Vince and Hunter's new physiques, my guess is that it hasn't.
Yeah.
Wow.
2007, Alvarez is my goat.
Dude, Vince and Triple H doing steroids and then getting on everybody about not doing them is crazy.
And then burying CM Punk is super clean. Fuck this little guy.
Little guy's not a cycle.
Little baby man just want to do a little juice. Are you kidding me? Look at you. In TNA news, Judas Macias is out of action after taking a stupid fall off a ladder in Fernando de Escalando in Mexico. Alvarez says, I can't even call it a dive. There was a ladder in the middle of the ring. He climbed up there, wobbled around a bit, and then sort of fell off and landed on the floor, I presume on somebody. He was knocked down and is now suffering from sciatica. I have no idea why people do some of the things they do. He was forced to take time off, which really screwed up TNA's plans since they taped a 2-hour debut on Monday. So I guess he was supposed to be on this show, but he fell off a ladder to the floor.
All right, well.
That sucks. From the Figure 4 Weekly, October 9th, 2007, in WWE News, Alvarez writes, I believe 2 people in developmental failed drug tests this week. 1 for marijuana and 1 for cocaine.
Oh, wow.
I don't have all the details, but I think it was a test administered by the Kentucky State Athletic Commission and not WWE. That's fucking crazy. The state busted you and not WWE?
Yeah,
for
that
coke?
Kind of crazy. They just kind of walked in and said, who's on coke in here?
Rob Conway stood up and said, me.
All right, well, you sit back down. We got a big run coming up for you with Viscera.
Well, James, Rob Conway on Wrestling Weekly with Doc Young and Les Thatcher talked about his time in WWE. I guess he's fired at this point.
You already had the run.
Oh, man.
Yeah, well, the run's
dude.
over. You know, you have a run. He was asked about gimmicks for guys like himself, Eugene, and the Bashams. Obviously, all the same kind of gimmick here. He said sometimes guys are given gimmicks to punish them, and every now and then a guy would embrace a bad gimmick and make it work, at which point creative would put a stop to it. That is fucking funny as shit. They would give a guy a shitty gimmick, and then they do with it. They say, fuck that, and fire them.
Yeah, I mean, Rob Conway did a good gimmick where he was Buff Bagwell.
I mean, like, if you want Buff Bagwell, why not look any further than Rob Conway?
That's what I always thought.
Just look at him. I mean, you just look at him.
Here, reaching for an apple.
Take a bite of the apple.
Blockbuster. Double MGDT.
My mom's coming to TV. Put her on the TV.
Last thing here, the Major Brothers are down in OVW, and they've gotten horrible reviews.
Is Matt Cardona?
Matt Cardona and Kurt Hawkins.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
The Major Brothers, who I do still listen to the Major Wrestling Figure podcast. Shout out to the boys, but I had to, it's in here. It was very interesting because they got horrible reviews in OVW. Guys like Steve Williams.
The 2 guys on weed and crack. That's weird.
Great question. Guys like Steve Williams and Robert Gibson had offered them advice, and they've apparently responded like they've had no idea who these guys are and can't figure out why they should be listening to anything they say. Tons of heat, and the belief is that they think they shouldn't be there and are above developmental. Well, that's awesome.
In 2007.
Yeah, fucking Robert Gibson, son of a bitch. What's he doing in the video games?
Holy.
Steve Williams there. Fuck Dr. Death. You kidding me? That is it for the Observer Figure 4 Weekly portion of the show. And now it's time to talk about TNA Impact, October 4th, 2007.
All right, now it is time to get into TNA Impact here.
Let's go.
We start off, Tony, you said there was, we watched the YouTube version, but on the TNA website, there was an intro for this show.
Yeah, so they did the Hail Sabin, We Are Wrestling intro, I was thinking the Hail Sabin. Hail Sabin.
Yeah.
Because I see that in the background. And then they did their 5 years ago. From
nice.
Beginnings.
Shit.
Dude, which I love. It's like, dude, that's the one thing TNA always captured. They made it feel like this is a rally cry and you got to support this company if you're watching it.
It's
like
a war.
You're part of this. Yeah, this was cool though. It was like, it felt like 2 minutes long or something. Maybe not, but
okay.
I think it was. They just showed clips of all the best
Did it have
stuff
a real song on it? I'm trying to figure out why it got cut from the YouTube version.
No, it wasn't. And they even cut the TNA Impact intro too from the YouTube. I don't know why they did that also.
That's weird.
They just had the intro, but it was pretty cool. It's like if you've seen one of those TNA rally cry videos where it's like we started from humble beginnings and now we're here.
I love that shit, man.
Yeah, showing all the best clips and everything. So
we need one of those.
Cool.
Yeah, you're right. We have to find a voiceover actor that good.
I know. We need the voice. God, I swear we talked. Barry Scott was good. We were gonna use Barry Scott. Man.
We were for all our voiceover stuff.
God,
we get the rundown of what we're gonna get here on this special 2-hour Impact, which of course is starting now and goes on until, well, I guess still today.
There was at no point of this show, the only thing I knew from this show was that Rikishi was on this show because he's the thumbnail of the YouTube video.
Do we know why Rikishi was a part of this? Like, was it like
he went to the office, Jeff Jarrett. We talked about this before.
Oh, he wanted more money.
That was a while ago. Yeah, that's true.
No, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
I was just thinking, like, what did he have to do with Triple X, AJ, LAX?
He's Samoan, and Samoa Joe is Samoan.
That's what I was thinking, Tony, was like Samoa Joe called in a favor. Yeah,
that is what it is. Yeah,
all right, sure. Yeah. I didn't know if they explained it on the show or not, or if we were just supposed to infer.
I don't know if he was I don't know if Joe brought him in,
right.
Or I think it was more just like they happen to both fucking not like Christian.
Oh, okay. Junior Fatu was bootylicious and ready to fight. It was really
that's what they said.
That's the crux of it. He's bootylicious and ready to fight. So tonight we get a rundown of the card. We got Team Pacman versus Team 3D. This is non-title as it currently stands.
He's back. Who's back is the Pacman Jones.
That'll be fun to talk about when we get to that match.
Wow, that is unbelievable, man. This guy's the tag team champion in the company.
Of the world, by the way.
Yes, he beat Kurt Angle and Sting.
We have Gail Kim versus Jackie Moore tonight. And then the main event is an 8-man war. It is Triple X, AJ Styles, and Christian Cage. That's a team of 4, by the way. Versus LAX, Junior Fatu, and Samoa Joe.
Which is... when they ran on that match, my brain exploded, I think. I had to rewind it to make sure I fucking didn't, like, mess that up. That is insane. Daniels, Loki, AJ Styles, and Christian against Homicide Hernandez, Rikishi, and Samoa Joe.
I was like, in my head, I said, wow, this is going to be awful.
Okay. I anticipated so much nothing, James. I was like, this is going to be the quickest 8-man I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, right. Yeah. TV main event, of course. Yeah.
We'll see how that delivers later on in the evening. So we kick off this special 2-hour Impact.
Yeah.
It's Black Rain.
Everybody knows Black Rain.
Yeah.
Dude, it's Black Rain versus Rhino.
Wow. I mean, this is the match of my dreams. I love this match.
The first thing they say is, we open the premiere of the 2-hour Impact with the entrance of Black Rain. Are you sure about that?
Everybody knows Goldust. Come on.
This shit is crazy,
I could have never
Channels?
predicted that the first thing I was going to see on this show was Goldust.
Dude, I know. It's nuts.
I was so excited. I couldn't and then Rhino with the deadlock D. I said, wow, this is fucking awesome.
Black Rain almost killed my career, I tell you that much.
Dude, he looks nuts. Like,
this being the first thing you see on the 2-hour Impact has got to be like unbelievable.
Do you tune out if you're a
no?
regular,
if you're
what
a
do I look at?
If you're a WWE fan flipping the channels, you'd stick for this.
Would I
right?
recognize that that's fucking Goldust? I don't know.
Well, you see Rhino with the deadlock D, you're staying.
Well, that's fair.
You know?
Well, I mean, you see Black Rain, and then it shows you Judas Messias debuting by tearing through the mat with blood in his mouth in 6 sides of steel,
and then grinding glass on Abyss's arms.
You're like, where is this guy? And well, sadly, he's not here. He fell off a ladder.
He's laying on a floor in Mexico.
That would have been great if they said that on commentary. He fell off a ladder in Mexico. He's not here tonight.
They show it too. Hey, here's Judas Messias falling off a ladder.
It's like a hype package for him, and then he's falling off a ladder.
Judas Messias tear through the mat, the blood in his mouth already.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Holy shit!
Oh, don't forget, Black Rain's got Misty the Rat, which we all love. Misty,
it's in the black box, Tony.
What is the black box? Who knows?
It's his Goldust outfit.
He's getting ready.
He's gonna put it back on. Be careful.
Don't let me break out the black box.
It's going to him like the goddamn.
It's just like that's what you hear when you look at the box.
Dude, you know, like Pulp Fiction, when they open the box and there's gold coming out. That's what it looks like.
Holy fuck! Called to him like the goddamn Green Goblin mask.
It's talking to him. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Ooh, I like movies. Ooh, ooh.
Oh, I gotta put that on.
Dude, that is his gimmick. He likes movies. That's crazy. Wow.
What is Black Rain's gimmick?
He hates movies.
No! Fuck! Wow, what a sick demented freak.
Evil Goldust is Black Rain and he hates movies. Yeah.
Not this way, Goldust. Holy shit.
I just imagine inverted picture of Black Rain. He hates movies.
Dude, wow.
Oh my god.
Nobody explores Goldust more than Deadlock, I tell you.
I mean, like, I'm fucking so locked in here. It's unbelievable.
This is how you start a show right here. This is how you start a show.
I mean, you start the show with way more questions than you have answers. Is Judas Macias Abyss's half brother yet?
Yeah, that's right.
They said that's his half brother?
Yeah, that's his brother.
Is James Mitchell his dad, right?
That's right.
Oh, okay.
So the gimmick here is that James Mitchell is recruiting a group to kill Abyss, and Judas Macias, his son, is one of those guys. Black Rain is also in this group.
Right, okay. And so is Havoc.
Yeah, Havoc and Raven. All those stars are here.
So Rhino with the Deadlock D on his back, like you said. Don West is creeped out by this black box that Black Rain brought out here. Doesn't know what it is. Little does he know. It's a collection of Goldust's favorite movies and his outfit.
A collection of his favorite movies. He keeps it locked away to not fucking.
Goldust loves physical media. Black Rain loves streaming.
He's addicted to a good time.
He loves streaming TV shows.
He's trying to preserve DVDs, you know. He's got to make sure they stay around.
So we start this match off here. Rhino kicks this dude's ass.
Dude, I mean, this is just like a fucking squash match.
Yeah, he is
way
kicking
too long.
His ass. He goes for a gore and misses. This allows Black Rain to drop the leg on the rope.
Based.
Black Rain starts looking for Shattered Dreams. It's calling to him.
Dude, he does. He like sets him up for it and then goes, and then
that's not me.
Rhino's leg out. Yeah, I like balls. I don't know.
Dude, Black Rain loves balls. Dude, he looks at the crowd like there's gonna be like some like crazy reaction or something. He must not know we weren't there. He thought we were.
Yeah, sadly.
He takes Rhino's leg off the ropes and instead he hits a running stunner.
Yeah, dude, running whippersnapper. That is insane. Is that his fucking move?
I'm cool with that. I thought it was dope.
Yeah, I mean, that is cool. Actually.
Better than a running cutter. I'll take a fucking whippersnapper.
Yeah, you know what? Stunners are kind of...
and the hot shot. And the 10 punch in the corner. Hello?
I mean, these are all good fucking moves.
So Black Rain... Black Rain, man. I'm just sorry. I'm just caught up with the Shattered Dreams thing. Like, him going for Shattered Dreams would have changed TNA forever, I think.
Dude, I don't, like... I love that, like, his gimmick is legit. Like, I think it's what we're saying. Like, he's
Goldberg would have joined
Goldust.
TNA, I think.
Goldberg?
It would have been Shattered Dimensions is what it would have done. Chris Jericho would have came. He's not even... JR's is an on-screen character. He's not even a commentator in 2007. It cuts to the back and Raven is sitting on a throne with a top hat on.
Is he even watching the show? Like, why do we see this?
Dude, this Clockwork Orange gimmick is so fucking
the Painmaker, right?
Painmaker, holy shit. Dude, yeah, I did not enjoy this. And I am a Raven apologist, and I did not enjoy this.
Rhino hits his comeback in a belly-to-belly across the ring. The crowd...
It's a 2-seg match.
Yeah, I mean, they get 10.
That's nuts.
But wait a minute. Raven is here, and he's... hiding beside Gold Sting.
He's just running down and like trying to hide under the apron, and Rhino goes for the gore, and Raven grabs Black Rain and trips him and pulls him out of the ring, and then Rhino starts fucking kicking Raven's ass.
Yeah, so Black Rain then rushes at Rhino, but he hits Raven off the apron by accident, and then Rhino rolls up Black Rain and gets the win.
Because he couldn't, you can't just beat Black Rain. You need to do something dirty here, and Black Rain called rank and didn't want to take the goal.
Called rank? So I got a gimmick going on right now.
Yeah, I gotta run. I can't lose. Are you kidding me?
So Rhino starts kicking Raven's ass, but the numbers game is too much as Black Rain joins.
Now Mike Tenay, I don't know if this happened during the match. Maybe you guys can remember, but Mike Tenay now is calling him Black Rain Dustin Rhodes. That was part of this that I didn't realize.
The Black Rain gimmick is coming off. Like he's like waning off the Black Rain. He can only be in Black Rain for so long, you know?
So like a mode?
Yeah. His favorite movies are starting to come back to him. He's like, whoa. Friday the 13th, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. No, I gotta get out of here.
And I have to break the discs.
Dude, imagine if Black Rain went under the ring and then Goldust came.
Wow. I'm guessing they legally couldn't have done this, right?
Goldust?
Like, he can't even look like Goldust, right?
What? Really? You think that it couldn't? You think that WMP would have been like, what are you doing, Goldust?
I do. I do think that.
Are you kidding me?
The copyright it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think like they own, like that.
Yeah, that's
shit,
true.
Right? Yeah, but like, God, that would have been awesome. He goes under the ring, comes out as Goldust. What a pop that would have been in my house.
I know, it would have been awesome.
Just me.
So Abyss music hits, and he comes out here, and
okay, what the fuck were Raven and Black Rain setting up for here?
Oh, I have no idea.
It was like Raven had fucking Rhino in a backbreaker over his knee, and Goldust is climbing to the top rope. What are y'all doing?
So yeah, Abyss's music hits. He comes out here. He starts Abyss punching everyone in the head and screaming.
Abyss punches is a great way to put it.
James Mitchell then tries to attack Abyss from behind with his cane, but Abyss sees it and breaks the cane in half.
Wait, is that the Darkness Falls weapon?
No, Goldust has that.
They fucking totally jumped the gun on that. Is that the weapon? The Darkness Falls weapon? No, he just broke his cane, Mike, today. You're fucking this up, buddy.
So Havoc is now here. This is Johnny Devine, right?
It is Johnny Devine. Johnny Devine.
No one's had more gimmicks than Johnny Devine.
I mean, he's got quite the run of gimmicks. Yeah, it was Raven's group Serotonin, which was just a bunch of dudes that Raven abused and made them different dudes. I guess Kazarian's already out of this group.
Yeah, he's back to being just Kazarian.
Okay.
What was his gimmick in AEW? What was it?
Oh, you guessed it. Right?
You guessed it. That's right. The Norm Macdonald thing.
That's awesome.
So Havoc is here, and Abyss kicks his fucking ass and gives him a black ball slam.
Great.
So Black Rain has that wicked spike. Is that the Darkness Falls weapon? It is.
What the fuck does that mean? Darkness
Dude,
Falls.
it looks like a Mickey Mouse hand with a little spike going on it.
Isn't that a movie? Darkness Falls? Is that what it's a reference to?
I mean, if it's Black Rain, it's got to be a TV show. It can't be a movie.
Oh, no, it can't be. He doesn't like this kind of media.
Holy shit.
That wicked spike.
He's got that wicked spike. So Black Rain uses that wicked spike, Triple H style, and hits him in the head with it.
It hurts even more because he did a Triple H style.
I mean, that's my favorite wrestling thing ever. If you hold the end of it, it's going to fucking hurt more.
So Black Rain is about to Magnum TA this dude, but the lights go out.
What's that mean?
Well, you know, he's going to stab him in the head.
Oh, okay, got it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But the lights go out and Sting!
Sting! That's awesome.
I can't tell you guys how jarring this is. I'm looking at Raven with a hat, Abyss, Johnny Devine, Black Rain. Why is Sting in the ring right now? Get this guy out of here now!
Guys on par with, like, Sting. Like, I mean, you might as well fucking have them all in an angle. How did Black Rain and Sting not have an angle here, Vampiro style?
Every segment in TNA has 25 people in the ring at all times.
We gotta have everybody on the show, brother.
So he said, we're paying him. Get him in the ring.
Yeah, why not?
Fucking Sting being anywhere near this is hilarious.
Sting and Black Rain have an interaction here, thankfully. He bumps them.
Sting and James Mitchell and Abyss have history.
That's true.
So, yeah, Sting is left in the ring, and then everyone else is powdered and left.
Yeah, because the lights out, lights back up, and Abyss is just gone. And then Sting attacks Black Rain, and then, like, Abyss isn't, like, gone anymore. He's just at ringside fighting Black Rain. I thought he was, like, Sting mystically, like, took him away. No, he just rolled out.
So Kurt Angle, you hear Kurt Angle say, hey, Sting!
Dude,
Sting!
This is the beginning of what could be the greatest overarching fucking segment of any show ever. I mean, this is an underappreciated Kurt Angle fucking thing. I don't know if I've seen anyone ever talk about this. This is incredible. And it's the whole show is going back to this. So it shows Kurt at football practice. He's at like or is it practice or is it an actual game? I think it's an actual game.
Yeah, the cheerleaders are there, so.
Yes, right. It's an actual football game, high school, college, I don't know what it was. And Kurt he's looking at the camera and he says, "Hey, you ready for some football?"
Hey, you like football or what?
Kurt then says, "Oh, if you are, well then I'll be right back after a word from our sponsor. I'll see you on the other side of the break. Hey, Spike's got to make its money too." Whoa, what?
Dude, this 2007 tech is crazy. They have the ability to do this.
This is unreal. And Mike Tenay is confused. He says, "Where the hell is Kurt Angle? What the hell is he talking about?" So we go to commercial. We come back from commercial. Sting is still in the ring staring at Kurt Angle on the Tron. Like, this doesn't change.
This is live via satellite.
Dude, okay, I didn't think it was live until I did. Which there is a very specific point of this where I realized that this is live. So Kurt says, "And I'm back."
How is Kurt keeping up with the commercial break? They're like telling him?
Yeah. He's got an earpiece or a headset on, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, the camera guy's giving the Iggy. Kurt says, "This is Kurt Angle, Olympic gold medalist and TNA World Champion, reporting live on a beautiful California smoggy autumn day. A great day for football." Kurt is in a full suit. He looks insane.
It's got to be so hot. Yeah.
It is. I mean, it's nuts. Kurt says, "Sorry I couldn't be there, but I had some business to take care of. Some family business. More specifically, your family business. Doesn't this field look familiar? Isn't this where your son Garrett plays all those football games?" And I'm like, oh, I don't even... Sting's son gets involved? Like, on this show? I just saw he was in fucking Sting's last match, this guy.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, now he's a grown man.
Yeah, he's big as shit, too. Kurt says, "Sorry you went all the way to Florida to beat me up tonight, but the difference between you and me is if I had a son, I'd never miss any of his football games. I'm going to sit in those stands, and I'm going to cheer your son Garrett on. And when he grows up, I got to wonder, is he going to slap other people's wives like you do?"
Holy, dude, when he said that, I said, no way. He went all the way to California because Sting slapped Kurt Angle.
I said, wow, I'm fucking finding out so much right now. He says, "Maybe I'll ask him after the game." I'm assuming, I'm like, okay, this is like a fucking pre-tape. Kurt's like sent this in to fuck with Sting. This is like an earlier today thing.
That's what I thought, yeah.
So Kurt says that. Sting says, "If you lay a hand on him, Kurt, I swear to God, I'm going to kill you." This is not on mic. Sting just yells that from the ring.
From the ring in the arena towards the Tron, no mic.
"If you lay a hand on him, Kurt, I swear I'm going to kill you." And Kurt says, "Kill me?" What?
Dude, I was so thrown aback by that. I said, wow.
Because it cuts so drastically. Like, it's the Sting, and it cuts immediately to Kurt. Like, the second he says it, then Kurt says, "Kill me." I said, wait, what? He can, not only does Kurt know when the commercials are and he's calling to them, he can hear the entire building. What the fuck? This guy's a god. So Kurt says, "All I'm doing is watching him play football. Hey, Sting, I'll see you in a huddle. Come on, Garrett, let's go." And then Sting is fucking pissed. And Sting leaves the ring. I said, wow, that was funny as shit. Little did I know, this was only the beginning.
Yeah, Kurt's got a lot here to do at this football field.
He's at the whole game.
So we go backstage. JB is here with exclusive Bound for Glory news. Just text TNA to 7600 or 1000, whatever it was. So JB's here, and Jay Lethal and Sonjay Dutt come up to talk. Jay Lethal, current X Division champion.
Black Machismo and the Guru, Sonjay Dutt and JB Jeremy Borash says, "Black Machismo, it's you and Christopher Daniels at Bound for Glory." And Black Machismo says, "You got Christopher Daniels' number? Yeah, because at Bound for Glory, the grandmother of all, I take him out. And my buddy Liberace's coming, yeah, and Boogie Woogie on the piano." JB says, "Liberace's dead, actually." Black Machismo says, "Yeah, like Christopher Daniels' career. Fallen angel, fallen and can't get up. You hear that?" I mean, what a gimmick.
Yeah, perfect of its time.
And Sonjay hugs JB. Sonjay's doing like his fucking free your mind gimmick.
Yeah, exactly.
And says, "Why talk about death? It should be all about love. You know, get that hate out of your blood, Jay. That's why I started a foundation for all my brothers and sisters suffering from the Ebola virus. It's called Enough Ebola Already."
Dude,
what the fuck is going on?
Hearing the word Ebola was nuts. Like, wow, that is such
that's
such a thing that I remember from growing up.
Blast from the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got he's raising money for the Ebola virus epidemic. And Sonjay says, it's all about sharing. As I'm sharing my good fortune and love, you need to share just like this. And he takes Jay's glasses and he puts them on JB. And then all of a sudden, someone off screen yells, share this! And Team 3D jump these fucking dudes. Not only they jump them, they barrel roll JB, and JB breaks the set. He just fucking falls and breaks it. Brother Ray slams a tambourine off of Sonjay, and they kick this dude's ass. They slap Jay Lethal in the stomach with the X Division title.
Dude, they beat the shit out of him.
The champion of the X Division, by the way, just want to put that out there.
Yes, they're kicking his ass, Tony, the X Division champion. But that doesn't matter because they got to build this angle for the tag titles.
Of course, for tonight's tag title match, yes.
Which it isn't yet, but they want it to be, of course. But that's, jumping ahead a little bit. But Team 3D then drag Sonjay and Jay Lethal from the backstage to the ramp area, and they throw Jay Lethal as hard as possible down the ramp, and he flip bumps and dies. The angle is that Team 3D are pissed that they have not been given tag title shots, and they're going to kill everybody until Jim Cornette gives them a title shot. Yes, Jim Cornette is the authority still at the time here.
Along with Matt Morgan.
Matt Morgan is his...
number one bitch in charge.
The DNA of TNA. So they kick Jay and Sonjay's ass. They fucking send him pillar to post all over the ring, inside the ring. And then Shark Boy in a neck brace runs out to the ring. I said, oh my God. But I don't think this is Stone Cold yet. He's just Shark Boy injured.
Yeah, they say on commentary that they're literally just going to beat up everybody and continue to do so until Jim Cornette just makes tonight's match a title match.
So Shark Boy decided to get involved to come out here and try to start a fight. And Brother Ray begs off until Devon attacks him from behind, and then they hit Shark Boy with 3D, and then Bubba hits a second rope powerbomb to Sonjay.
Holy shit, dude. Wow. When he got him up there, I was like, no way, no table or anything? Oh my God, he's going to full send it. Nice.
And he bounces like shit. I mean, that's got to suck dick in the six-sided ring.
Yeah, it was awesome, though.
So Brother Devon gets a table from outside. He loads it in the ring, and Brother Ray now has a mic, and he says, sit down and shut up, you bunch of idiots. You all suck. To the crowd, I guess because they were fired up for the tables, trying to get some heat.
Yeah, they were getting over, actually.
Brother Ray says, Jim Cornette tonight, Team 3D versus Team Pac-Man, and it better be for the World Tag Team titles. And if it's not, this is what we'll continue to do to every tag team and every wrestler in TNA. And then they hit the X Division champion with a 3D through a table.
Oh, now, why are they just beating up the X Division guys? Let me see you try to do this in Black Rain, bitch.
They know better than that. Well, they did take out the Steiner Brothers.
Yeah, but they're not taking out Black Rain.
Nobody is. Nobody is until, he takes himself out, of course.
So we go backstage. Sting is going into the production truck, and he flips out on his boy Keith.
Yes, Crystal, the backstage interviewer, is trying to get a word with Sting, and Sting's flipping out. He goes in the production truck, and he fucking grabs Keith, and he says, you give him a live satellite feed to California? It's my family. It's my son, Keith. And Keith says, listen, man, I'd do nothing to hurt your family. And Sting says, yeah, it's about the ratings, isn't it? And Sting
Keith is a big ratings guy. One subscriber, Keith.
Keith says nothing to do with the ratings. And then Sting and Keith both look over at the monitors, because there's a bunch of them, and Sting says, Keith, get me a set of headphones. I want to talk to him quick. And Keith says, it's going to take a few minutes. So Sting, the reasonable man that he is, grips Keith up and drags him to the floor to
makes it go faster.
Give me some headphones now.
All the headphones are under the desk. He drags him on the floor. He says, make it happen now, Keith. And Keith says, get a headset up now, up front for Sting, right now. And then we go to commercial again.
All Sting had to do was go back in the ring. He could talk to Kurt Angle in the ring.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
just wait for him to show up and talk to him.
You're right, Tony. He doesn't fucking heard every word Sting fucking said.
You. What? You're going to kill me?
Kurt should have been on the Tron the whole show. They stopped beating up Jay Lethal.
I think what they do to you X Division guys sucks.
Is that the Darkness Falls weapon?
Oh, that was just the cane.
Oh, okay.
So it plays
the commentary theme too.
There's a little Kurt Angle box in the bottom.
That'd be awesome. Wow. So we're still in the production truck, and Sting he now has a headset. And he puts the headset on, and he's yelling. Now, I was like, how the fuck does this, again, to Tony's point, how does this change how Kurt hears Sting. Like, Kurt is not wearing a headset. How does he hear this fucking guy?
He's got an earpiece in, right? And a little invisible one or something.
I guess. Well, Sting says, Kurt, can you hear me? Yes, the fuck he can. We know he can. Kurt, you know you stepped over the line. You've got your own kids, Kurt. I swear if one hair is misplaced on his head, I'm going to do something you're going to regret, Kurt. And I was like, okay, I figured we're going to get the same shot we got before, which was like a close-up of Kurt. The shot they cut to is Kurt Angle is across the field from the camera guy.
He's across the field on the sidelines?
It is the funniest fucking photo ever. You have to see this. He's got a suit and tie on, just standing there.
And the game is like, the football game is going on.
Yeah, they let him on the sideline.
There's parents in the stands and stuff watching the game.
That's a good fucking point, James. How's he on the sideline?
He's on the sideline talking to Sting from 20 miles out.
And he can hear him.
What was that, Sting? You son of a bitch.
Kurt says, that's the Stinger I wanted to get back. The one with the fire and the passion, the emotion. I had to come all the way to California to get the old Stinger back. And then he cuts to a shot. Now we're in front of Sting, who is fucking wearing this headset. He has full face paint on. He's holding the headset so like he can hear Kurt better. It's the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Funniest visual ever. I was dying. You told me
I don't think it was meant to be funny.
No, before I watched it, you said, I'm not going to tell you, but there's a screenshot that is hilarious. And then when I saw it, I immediately messaged you, said, that is funny shit.
I was so excited for you guys to see the Sting with the headset fucking up front shot. It was so goddamn funny.
It's so good, yeah. Wow.
That's a father in distress, okay?
Well, James
Stepdad Kurt Angle just showed up and he's being a better dad.
And he's coaching on the sidelines.
He's got plays.
He's going plays. His PA streaks, Garrett.
Cover three.
So it shows the close-up of fucking Sting, and now we're at a close-up of Kurt. Like, now we're in Kurt's face. And Kurt says, and who said anything about touching anybody? You're the one that likes to slap other people's family members. You call the police to have me arrested? So I guess during all this, Sting called the cops on Kurt. That is what Kurt is saying here.
That is so fucking funny. Yeah, call the police. You slapped my wife.
He called the cops to a fucking football game that Kurt Angle's at the sidelines at, and Kurt says that he told them he was just watching the game and he gave him an autograph and sent him away, and they did leave. This is fucking insane.
Dude, you know what also makes this whole thing funnier is Sting isn't booked in a match on this Impact. He's just
he's just there.
So he could have been at his son's game, but he's
supposed to face Judas Messiah. Oh my God, Tony, you're right. What the fuck?
Yeah, why is he not in this game?
He just finds excuses not to go to his son's game.
It's a pre-tape day, Garrett.
Sorry, Garrett, I gotta fucking go work.
I gotta make sure I gotta make sure Black Rain doesn't get out of control.
Just in case Black Rain, Garrett, gets out of hand, not gonna be there.
Garrett.
Well, Kurt says, now if you don't mind, I'm getting back to this game. Let's go, Garrett. He yells this, and Sting rips off the headset, and he's fucking pissed. This is unbelievable, man.
I mean, this is money.
Sting not having a match, and he could have went to this game as funny as shit.
Dude, he could have.
So we have Letitia Klein. She's on the Playboy's Sexy Girls cover.
Yeah, she's hot as fuck, says Don West.
Congrats, Letitia.
Who the hell is Letitia Klein?
Well, she's on the show later, so it's all good.
She's a backstage announcer.
Yeah.
Interviewer.
So we go backstage. Robert Roode is here with Tracy and Crystal to announce that he has hired a PR firm.
Yeah, they said, Don West says earlier today, Robert Roode had an interview with Crystal and it got real tense. And speaking of tense, look at how it got between Crystal and Letitia after the interview. Because Crystal's doing the interview. I said, what the fuck? Did they fuck this up? Like, what does Letitia Klein have to do with this?
It's Crystal. It's like they just, I don't know why the sheet said Letitia Klein. Her name is Crystal.
So Crystal says, Robert, it's my understanding that you called this interview to get some things straightened out, and I have some questions as well. And Robert Roode says, shut up. First of all, shut up. And he just starts talking about, his angle here and himself. He says, Robert Roode is a brand, and Tracy Brooks is here with him, and I guess she's not too happy with Robert Roode as of late. And Robert Roode says, things are going to change in TNA. I'm sick of seeing the same old people, guys like Sting, Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe. Dixie Carter said this as well. Guys that don't belong in the ring with Robert Roode. Guys like Kaz. And it looks at Tracy Brooks. I guess it is public knowledge at this point that Kazarian and Tracy Brooks are a couple.
Yeah, sure.
And Tracy says, Robert, you and I, where are we? And Robert says, we're in the same spot we were a year ago when I hired you. I'm up here, and you're here. I'm the boss, and you're the employee. And I know about you being with Kaz. And you work for me, and you do what you're told. You want to leave? Quit. And Tracy Brooks says, I need this job. I need this money. Got paid internet bill, phone bill, mom bill.
You know how it is.
She says, my mother's really sick. And Robert Roode says, oh, your mother? You want the job? Then act accordingly. You haven't done a damn thing for me in the past 12 months. And this knockout gauntlet, Bound for Glory, you're in it. And you better win. Well, Roode stands up, and he says, this interview is over. It's done. And Chris says, oh, come on. Oh, that's a good interview. What do you mean? I didn't even ask any questions yet. And then Letitia Klein walks in, and she fucking bows up to Crystal.
Dude.
And she says, what are you doing here? And Crystal says, excuse me, who are you? And Letitia Klein says, I'm Letitia Klein.
I'm the owner of this house.
She says, I'm the backstage interviewer for TNA. And Letitia says, I went to go pose for Playboy, and I come back and you're sitting in my chair? And Crystal says, you snooze, you lose. And she grabs the Playboy that Letitia, for some reason, is carrying around with her. She says, this is you? It's too bad they're going to use a better... She says, too bad they're going to use a better picture. And Letitia said, you think that's funny? Well, you're about to find out right now who I am. And then they start pushing each other. What the fuck is this? Why is there a goddamn backstage interviewer fucking feud?
Do you guys like angles? You got enough?
Wow. Everyone on the show, like legit everybody needs to be in a story, including the backstage interviewers.
Yep, yes. That's right.
They couldn't have just said, like, them saying, hey, our employees in Playboy, like, probably was enough. You're probably not going to sell more copies with the Crystal angle.
I don't even know where that goes.
I don't know if it does.
That's funny if it doesn't.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
So we have Jackie Moore versus Gail Kim up next. Jackie comes out with James Storm.
The Pride of Tennessee, Miss Jackie Moore, of course. And this is building to Bound for Glory, a 10 knockout gauntlet for the Knockouts Championship.
They have so many gauntlets.
First champion. They do have fucking so many gauntlets.
It's just a battle royal. It's just a Royal Rumble style. I don't like the word gauntlet they always use. Isn't gauntlet different? Is there other gauntlets?
Yeah, gauntlets are different.
In my mind, a gauntlet is like a match, and then like somebody wins, and then and then somebody else comes out. Like that's a gauntlet to me.
TNA does a battle royal Royal Rumble style, though.
Yeah, I guess they couldn't call it that.
Well, Jackie's out here with James Storm. Gail Kim comes out here. Her fucking Tron makes it seem like she was already coming down the ramp, but she wasn't.
So confused.
Yeah, that was trippy.
I was like, whoa. So Roxy Laveau beat Gail Kim by hitting the Dominator on her.
I mean, it looked awesome too, by the way.
It did, and she earned a spot in the Gauntlet at Bound for Glory. Am I right there?
That is correct. And for those that don't know, Roxy Laveau is the Voodoo Queen of VKM, which is the Voodoo Kin Mafia, of course. And I mean, if you didn't understand, they just had to fucking come up with something. They needed a voodoo thing for this fucking gimmick, and that's her. And VKM is, of course, Billy Gunn and Road Dogg. It all makes sense.
Yeah. There's a sign a guy's holding. I'm divorcing my wife to marry Gail Kim.
Dude, I wrote that one down too. That's funny as shit.
Just watch the show, buddy. Like,
it doesn't work that way. You can't just marry her like that. Like, she has to agree to it.
Fuck you!
and you're already married. Like, it just takes time. You gotta talk to a judge.
So
that all out.
She don't even know you.
So we start the match here. Gail Kim gets a great shine. Some arm drags here. She looks great. James Storm distracts her. Jackie takes over because of it. VKM walks down to the ring.
Dude, Jackie takes over by running and kicking Gail Kim as hard as she can in the side of the head. It was gnarly. Jackie, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure people know she's a good worker, but I think she's fucking underrated, fucking Jacqueline.
Yeah, I think Jackie and Gail get the short end of the stick sometimes. Jackie way more than Gail, obviously. But they're both great, and this was a great match, actually. I enjoyed it a lot.
Why didn't Ivory go to TNA or anywhere else? She was just
I'm not sure. Maybe she was just over the business by that point.
Yeah, that's fucking probably a Probably very, very fair, actually.
So VKM is here.
Great.
They come down. Roxy Laveau's here, of course. I love this character. I thought she was going to get a way bigger break back then.
She was cool as shit. She shaved her head for this fucking thing.
Yeah. And they rewarded her by firing her.
Yeah, that was fucking awesome of them to do.
I'm very sad that she's saddled next to the road dog. Gail Kim fights back.
just to make that clear, of course.
Yeah. So Gail Kim fights
back. He sucks, man.
Yeah, I mean, especially in TNA, man. Like,
yeah, what a waste of money.
You could argue, and I could hear you on some WWF early, like WWF stuff for the Road Dog.
Sure.
I mean, by this fucking point, man, like you can't. There's not even an argument.
At least Billy Gunn looks good.
Right? Yeah. At least he's in great shape. Yeah.
I like Billy Gunn actually.
Yeah, he's a character guy, and he's able to do shit, and he's still able to work. And I think there's something there. But Gail Kim fights back in this match with some forearms. Jackie cuts her off with a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker.
That was awesome.
Christy Hemme and the Rock and Raven faction are down here now.
I was trying to figure out. I wrote that down, but I couldn't tell if that's what they were called yet or not.
I don't think so. Jimmy Rave is just coming back from Japan here, so.
Dude, they put that over huge later, too.
They do, and then don't push them?
And then fire them.
Yeah, all right. So
that's what you get, fucking bitch.
So we get a trust picture-in-picture of Team Pacman and Team 3D getting their elbow pads on during this match.
I mean, this is the shittiest looking picture I've ever seen in my life.
Shit probably look awesome on a CRT, I bet.
Yeah, that's true. But it's two big trusses and then aerial text that says Team 3D versus Team Pac-Man. And it's just shots of them all putting elbow pads on.
So Gail fires back with some forearms and chops and hits a straight jacket neck breaker that Don West calls... And this is what it's called.
He's so excited to call this as well. He legit G's it up saying, what an incredible finish right there, Mike, as she hits...
The happy ending.
The happy ending.
Because, of course, it's called the happy ending.
Because why the fuck wouldn't it be, right?
So...
Like, that's insane. That is insane. Like, they're making a title here, and they still can't let go of the bullshit.
Jackie and Gail are great. Like I mentioned earlier, I don't think Jackie ever gets the shout that she should get.
No, not at all.
She has always been a great worker. She's stiff. She's snug. All her shit looks right. She's a good character. She can be with anyone in any segment, and all of it makes sense.
Dude,
her and Gail were like
her and James Storm is like like that. I would have never guessed that. I love that. Like I have fond memories of that duo.
Yeah, her and Gail are like the same, like the two sides of the same coin. Like you can put Gail in anything with anybody and she delivers. She's physical. She's, and she cares. And that's like a big thing too.
Yeah, for real.
So like seeing them work here was really cool.
I mean, God bless Jackie she's been in the business for fucking ever.
She's done everything, everywhere.
Like,
right?
She's probably dealt with a lot of bullshit. Yeah, she was USWA. I mean, yeah, like she was fucking all over the place.
So Roxy and Christy come in. And Gail Kim tries to fight him off, but the numbers game is too much.
Again, another numbers game match here, huh?
So 3-on-1 beatdown from Roxy, Jackie, and Christy.
Why the hell do they all not fuck with Gail Kim? What'd she do?
So they try to hit a triple T move on her, but Gail rolls through and then powders.
Okay, cool.
The heels start arguing in the ring, and then they start kicking each other's ass.
Yeah, they just start throwing fucking punches at each other, and that's when the segment ends.
So we go backstage. JB is here with Jim Cornette and Matt Morgan to talk about Team 3D.
Team 3D requested you make their match tonight against Team Pacman for the TNA World Tag Team titles. And Cornette says, my thoughts are I'm sick of Team 3D whining and crying. So if they want a tag title match tonight, they got it. But they better realize what goes around comes around. And JB leans in and says, what do you mean by that?
Dude, JB is so spicy on this show.
He's such a shit starter, man. Yeah. I love him. I love JB. Well, Sting barges into the office here.
Dude, the way JB, I can't get over that, by the way. Like,
what do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that? What I mean is get the fuck out of my office.
I was asking all these fucking questions. How'd you get in here? Sting barges in, goes right up to Cornette, and grabs him, gets in his face, and says, what is going on, Kurt Angle, my son? You gotta start talking to me. You gotta tell me something. I don't know why Sting thought Jim Cornette would know why Kurt Angle
was kicking my son's ass.
You gotta stop him.
Yeah, I gave him TV time. That was my call. I thought he deserved it. Yeah.
Cornette says, I don't know anything more than you do. I'm looking at the monitor. As a matter of fact, and then he slowly turns his head and looks at a monitor on his desk. He's back. And then like a fucking cartoon, like a comedy sitcom. Yeah, sitcom, perfect way to put it. All four of them turn and look, and the camera pans out a little, and the smallest CRT TV of all time is sitting on Jim Cornette's desk, and they all lean in slowly to look at what's going on. So we're back at the satellite feed now with Kurt Angle, and Kurt is now sitting in the stands.
With like real people around him.
Yeah, it's like shoot families. And Kurt says, this is Howard Cosell reporting to you live from the frozen tundra of California. A very exciting game. A hell of a game. Everybody's going nuts. Garrett Borden having a hell of a game. This is where men are made. And Kurt says, I'm just messing with you, Sting. Just giving you an update on the game. Also, your friend Larry, the guy you sent here to take care of your problem, me, let's just say he'll be walking with a slight limp for the rest of his life.
Holy fuck. He gave him the ankle lock. He gave him an ankle lock on the football field.
That's why they took him off the sideline. He was fucking kicking this guy's ass. So keeping tabs here. Sting has called the cops on Kurt. Kurt has sent them away. Now Sting has called his friend Larry, who was going to deal with Kurt Angle. Kurt has now broken this guy's leg. He is at a fucking kids football game. Now it's the third quarter, and I got to get back to the game. And the camera zooms in on him, and he goes, da-na-na, da-na-na. I couldn't believe it.
He goes, da-da-da, da-da-da. It cuts back to Cornette. You need to chill out. You need to chill out.
Sting is fucking fuming. Sting is fuming. He says, he's playing mind games with you. He's trying to get in there, and if you let him win, you lose. Which is, that's real shit. If you let him win, you lose.
That's real.
And Sting goes, ah! And he fucking flips the entire table over and yells, I'm going to kill him. I wish it would have cut back to Kurt and saying, "Ooh,
you're going to kill me.
You're gonna kill your friends. What the fuck?" I can't believe how awesome this is.
This is awesome.
I don't know if they wanted it to be like as funny as it was, because I imagine they wanted people to like be like mad with Sting,
like serious. Yeah, but Sting flipping the table is just crazy as shit.
Everything Sting is doing is also funny, but it's not meant to be. And Kurt is just the funniest dude ever. So it's like I can't not root for Kurt.
Sting's in full outfit. He doesn't have a match.
He's got a face paint shirt and gear on. Doesn't have a match. Didn't go to his son's football game.
So we go to Team 3D versus Team Pacman, which is now for the world title.
3, 2, 1. He's
Pac-Man.
back. Who's back? He's a Pac-Man. Oh.
Love that Pac-Man. There was a cool sign in the crowd that said "Game Over," and it was an upside down Pac-Man drawn. That was pretty cool.
Oh, fuck. That's awesome.
Team 3D has taken out the Steiners, the Motor City Machine Guns. They're fine. And Shark Boy.
Dude, the way they were taking out the Steiners was actually pretty cool. They would like put a chair on their throat and then smash it with another chair.
Yeah, his
like,
trachea.
Not Pillman style. Yeah, it was like up and down. The trachea. Yeah. Right.
Steiner's Motor City is Shark Boy. Sounds like a group TNA would try to do for like 2 weeks and then never mention it again.
That's like
definitely
World
a lethal
Elite or
lockdown
something.
team. Yeah.
Version of World Elite or like Team TNA versus the World X Cup or something.
Front line.
Yeah, Team USA or whatever. Shark Boy. So
from the ocean, America.
So Pacman Jones and Ron Killings come out here with the pyro and everything. They get a big introduction.
Dude, arms folded back to back, pyro going nuts. That is fucking awesome. And this is Adam Pacman Jones's in-ring Impact debut. So he's only wrestled on pay-per-view.
So I thought I would read this little excerpt for people who need to know a little bit about the Pac-Man stuff here.
Yes.
So on August 6, 2007, TNA confirmed through their website that they had signed a deal with Pacman Jones. In interviews with TNA Vice President Jeff Jarrett, Jones indicated that he intended to wrestle primarily as part of a tag team. In response, the Tennessee Titans organization were granted a restraining order barring him from working with the company at all.
Wait, what?
Prompting the two companies to negotiate a compromise, stating that Jones wouldn't be allowed to touch or be touched use, or be hit by any object or anything else that could injure him, but he would be allowed to appear with the company in a non-physical role.
Oh my God. Oh my God, that makes so much fucking more sense now.
So TNA said, well, fuck it. Let's still make him the tag champ.
Oh my God.
And he became the tag champ, and he could not be touched in a way that could injure him. He could still be touched, just not in a way that could injure him.
I mean, that explains... I mean, I guess going into this match, I was like, this guy just doesn't know how to wrestle, so they're not going to do anything to him.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
I didn't realize it legit was a rule you can't bump him.
Yeah, I mean, they go out of their way. Like, that's why Bubba came out here with the football and everything to work around that.
That's fantastic.
So the crowd does the what's up thing with Truth, which is cool. He looks like a megastar here. I can't tell you how much he looks like a megastar. He's just shredded. He's huge. Yeah, he just looks great.
What a dropped fucking ball. Really? They already had him as a main eventer.
Yeah, they already did this once. You already got halfway there. Just do it again.
Yeah, but like, I mean, he's always been fucking sweet. I mean, he also, oddly enough, looks exactly like this still. I don't know how that fucking works.
I know. He, like, staying in the shape that he is right here is, I mean, for 20 years is, I mean, it's got to be the hardest thing ever. I don't know how he does it.
I crazy genetics on this fucking guy. But yeah, he's a beast.
So Devon gets the start here on Truth until he up and overs, does a split, a leg lariat, and then a Vader bomb to the nuts.
Dude, blowjob Vader bomb is nuts. I couldn't believe that shit. But he has all the fucking sick moves. He does a lie detector after that too, and kips up and splits and shit. I said, wow, what the hell is this guy doing?
I know, like it's just nuts to see it, man. It's just like, what the fuck?
Is this before or after fucking 3 Live Crew?
This was after 3 Live Crew because they attack his ass.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah. So Devon, to explain this Vader bomb to the nuts thing, Devon was in Bronco Buster position, and then he up and overs and then bombs his nuts.
Yeah, like how Jeff Hardy would do the leap, like the lift up kick in the corner. He did this, except he did a blowjob Vader bomb to him.
It was awesome.
It was sick.
So yeah, like you said, Truth hits the lie detector, kips up, does a split, and then pins him for a 2.
I mean, like, what the hell, man? This guy's money. Are you kidding me?
So Pac-Man gets the tag in, but he legally can't touch anyone in the match, so they have to figure out what to do with this. So Bubba tags in with the football and asks Pacman Jones if he remembers how to play football.
We're not going to wrestle tonight. We're going to play football. You remember how to play? And then Bubba slams the football into Pac-Man's gut and gets in a 3-point stance.
And then Bully charges him, but Pacman Jones jumps over him.
Leapfrogs him.
And then Bubba takes the football back, and then he throws it at him and tells him to catch it, but he bounces off of him.
He says, you cheated. He says, you can't even catch. You're too stupid. That's why you got fired from the Titans.
And then Pac-Man throws the ball as hard as he can right at the back of Bubba's head.
It makes such a crazy noise, too.
Bubba then gets bumped by Truth. Pac-Man sends Devon to the outside. Truth hits a drop kick off the top. Team Pac-Man then hits the was up, but leg drop style on Bubba.
That is fucking crazy.
He split the uprights.
And then they do the fucking touchdown dance.
So, yeah, they celebrate, which gives Bubba enough time to come back in and line Truth. Bubba gets a chair, but misses with the chair. I thought he was doing hits the turnbuckle, hits him in the face thing.
I did too.
But he ends up getting it back to his face, and then Truth just kicks him in the face with the chair. Pac-Man tags in and grabs the chair, but VKM runs down and starts kicking Truth's ass on the outside.
I was so confused because, like, Pac-Man has this chair and he's G'ing up crazy for it. I'm like, is he about to fucking turn on Truth? Like, I don't remember this at all. And he's like sizing up. And then, Billy Gunn and Road Dogg run out and kidnap Truth and drag him on the floor and stomp the shit out of him. And then Pacman Jones chases them up the ramp with a chair, and that's the end of the match. DQ,
and then Team 3D hit the 1D, and the Steiners are back and make the save.
Dude, sirens go off. Everyone's losing their mind. Oh my! And Don West says, "I never thought I'd see these guys again."
Holy shit! Really?
Yeah, Steiners hit the ring. Team 3D powder, and then they do the goddamn dog stance. I don't know what the hell you call that.
Dude, Scott Steiner and the Long Boys. You see those long pants?
Was they jeans or what were they?
No, they were like the red Undertaker pants.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah, that's awesome. I actually thought the look was kind of cool here. I dug it.
I mean, Scott Steiner always looks cool to me.
So it shows Kurt talking up one of the moms in the crowd here.
Dude, he says, you see that 25? That's my boy out there. Way to go, son. Dude, this is like real families here. Get out of here.
So we go backstage. JB is here with Raven in a hat and says, hey, it looks like you've turned your hat back into the mix here at TNA. Dude, he is so up everyone's ass.
He's such a fucking little shit. And Raven cuts a horrible promo.
No, come on, bro. This is the ending line of this. I said, oh, he's cooking.
Dude, no.
He says, Raven says, they say I'm washed up. Well, that's what they said about Funk in 1982 when they retired him, and again in 85. And by his 5th or 6th retirement, he came out and challenged and then beat me for the ECW title, and I learned a valuable lesson. And the lesson is, let the Joes and the Kurts and the Christians beat each other senseless, and then I'll come in like a vulture and swoop down and pick the carcass clean. And then when I want to get back in shape.
Holy shit.
That is
he
awesome.
Does say that. That is crazy.
That's how I'm feeling too, Tony. When I want to get back in shape.
Yeah, I know I can do that. When I want
Dairy
to,
Queen is kicking my ass.
I mean, have you had a hamburger?
Dude, you get little mini blizzards and shit. It's awesome.
Raven says, when I want to get back in shape, there's 2 people I want to wrestle. One, the War Machine Rhino, because he's crazy enough to gore a shopping cart just to try to kill me. And the other one is Abyss, because Abyss is just barbaric enough to try to pull my eyeball out while I'm trying to dig his out. So I think the 3 of us should have a nice little match, except it won't be Bound for Glory. It'll be more like Bound for Gory. Quote the Raven.
No, don't quote that.
Dude, it won't be Bound for Glory. It'll be Bound for Gory.
That sounds like something JB would have said.
Dude.
It's like more like Bound for Gory, huh?
Yeah, I guess it won't be Bound for Glory.
That would have been better. That would have kept it up. I would have accepted that.
Dude, he's lucky JB didn't just say something. Bound for Gory. Are you serious?
Raven, that's fucking horrible. You should get fired.
That's kind of cringe, bro. What are you doing?
Let me get your hat.
Why don't you go back to your mom's house and get your money? Get out of here.
Where's hat?
That is lore. I know it's lore.
Yeah,
That's
Bound
Raven's
for
lore.
Gory. Well, Raven says, quote the Raven, and then Abyss no clips off screen and goes,
Yeah, dude, why is he coming breathing like that?
and he grips Raven up, and Abyss says, let's make it Monster's Ball, and bring Black Rain with you.
Yeah, everyone knows that guy. Everybody knows that guy.
We've watched that match on Patreon.
Yeah, sure.
The Monsters Ball with Raven, Rhino, Abyss, and Black Rain. And yeah, Abyss goes off. Dude, yeah, he says, bring Black Rain with you, and he lets Raven go. And then Abyss goes off screen, and you hear him go, "Rah!"
How about we make it Monsters Ball? How about we just make it Bound for Gory?
What about Monsters Balls? I got those.
They just turn and look at him. Both he's still gripping him up. They just turn and look at him. Okay, well, I guess that's all we got here. So we get to the Fight for the Right Gauntlet.
Preview match.
Gauntlet again. Another gauntlet. So Fight for the Right Gauntlet preview match. Yeah,
This match
Tony,
is
you're
for
right.
nothing.
Preview. It's a preview of a match.
Right.
Yeah.
You get nothing if you win.
You get to
this.
watch this again, but you pay a lot for it. I
All the
never
same guys,
understood this. TNA love doing this. They're like, we have this match at the pay-per-view. What if we just showed it to you for free on TV? Will this get you to buy it?
Yeah, and like the finish is gonna be a fuck finish. You like that?
No.
Oh, weird.
But I actually did enjoy this quite a bit.
Okay, I did like this.
I really liked it a lot. I enjoyed my time.
It's actually not a bad idea for a match either. Like, so the idea is it's
Well-
let's go on.
Oh, I was just going to say the people they have in it is an unbelievable
my God.
list of people. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, this could suck bad, but they have the best people ever in it. So
So it's a Royal Rumble until the last 2 people are left in the ring, and then it turns into a match, like a pinfall submission, yada yada yada. Match.
right, it starts as 2 every
Right.
60 seconds for this one. Over the top rope until the final 2, and then it's singles. So it starts as James Storm versus Kazarian.
Mike Tenay says there will be at least 16 wrestlers in this.
We don't know who else is going to be there, but
at least 16.
Dude,
buddy.
It's like they announced a Royal Rumble. Oh, there might be like 30 fucking people in this. I don't know.
At least.
I mean, like, this match was good. If they just took this instead of giving us the preview and just put it on the pay-per-view with like maybe a little better finish or whatever else they wanted to do with it, like they had something here. They cooked. I liked
that's true.
It starts as James Storm versus Kazarian, and they're working, man. Especially in these matches, especially a preview match of a match that you're going to have again. I just expected this to be the worst fucking phoning it in bullshit ever.
Oh my God. By the way, sorry, not to cut you off. I just want to let you know, we did watch the pay-per-view one too.
Oh, nice.
The fucking pay-per-view one is the reverse battle royal.
Oh, wow, really?
How the fuck is this a preview for this? That match is completely different. The fucking reverse battle royal one, they're all out there already.
Oh, yeah. Maybe they didn't want to spend too much time on it. They're like, just fight into the ring. I don't know.
Wow, yeah, the favorite was the reverse fucking battle royal.
Is that right? Same year?
Yeah, it's at Bound for Glory. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, Junior Fatu's in it.
This was better.
Hell yeah, it was.
So, yeah. Starts with James Storm versus Kazarian. Storm hits an Enzy into a back stabber.
That was awesome.
Kaz hits an Indy combo with a spinning heel kick and throws Storm over, but Storm skins the cat, and Kaz slides underneath him and hits a slingshot DDT. Great stuff here to start.
What a great fucking move. I love this slingshot DDT.
Robert Roode makes his entrance. Roode and Kaz start fighting as Kaz sweeps his leg and hits the slingshot leg drop. He gets way up there. So Kaz goes up and over again, but this time Roode grabs him out of the air and hits an Alabama slam right on his shit.
Dude, fucking plants him with that shit. By the way, Mike Tenay during this gets handed a memo from Jim Cornette that the women earlier that were involved in the brawl have been barred from ringside in this match, which are Christy, Roxy, Gail, and Jackie Moore. I don't know why we had to know that.
I was wondering. Yeah, okay. P.D. Williams now enters by hitting a code breaker and a side Russian leg sweep.
This song sucks here.
Well, after Team Canada, PD's done. Like they do the make believe muscle, and then that's it.
Oh, that sucks.
Make believe muscle.
So PD tries to hit the destroyer on everybody. But Don West says it just takes too long to G up.
Dude, he did fucking say that. Oh my God. I couldn't believe it. Hey, man, stop. Also, he doesn't hit it in this match at all. I was so mad.
Yeah. Roode ends up hitting him with the Uranagi. That looked awesome.
That was fucking cool.
Eric Young now makes his entrance.
This is a Team
super
Canada
over.
Match.
Yeah, they say that on commentary. It's like, oh, it's like a Team Canada reunion.
This is Don't Fire Eric era, I guess, because they're doing the hands.
So EY almost eliminates Robert Roode, but he holds on. Jimmy Rave comes out here next. He didn't really get a shine in that, I guess, because he was winning. So, yeah whatever. But sure. Jimmy Rave comes out here next, and Mike Tenay talks about how he was working for Dragon Gate this year.
I couldn't believe that. I said, wow, they're like putting over his Dragon Gate. Yeah, he's just off a Dragon Gate tour. I said, oh, shit. And then he hits fucking La Mystica on Kaz.
Dude, he slammed his shit here.
He did.
Anyways, Jimmy, you should take this Guitar Hero guitar. How about that?
And then you should fuck off.
This TNA and ROH booking at the time was so different. Just so different from each other.
Because he's doing Lone Wolf in ROH at this point.
Yeah, super heel stuff. And
coming out to goddamn House of the Rising Sun, beating people with the heel hook. I mean, yeah, Jimmy Raven ROH was fucking awesome. And then he's goddamn Guitar Hero guy on TV. Which, listen, you take what you can get and you, again, maximize your minutes. But yeah,
he definitely gave it his best shot. You know what I mean?
You gotta.
So Chris Sabin makes his entrance next. Sabin and Shelley are so over. I mean, they're just so over.
They are. They're so good.
And Sabin has so much history in the X Division. Like, he was like the first guy, really, that they were making.
Right. Ultimate X guy. Yeah, sure.
So Sabin hits a tornado DDT, kicks two dudes on the way down. Everything they were doing at the time just felt like light years ahead of everybody else. Like, they were doing shit that would be on TV right now back then.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is 2007. You know, that's a long time ago.
A million years ago.
So Tracy Brooks makes her way down here to watch on the ramp.
The fuck?
Alex Shelley makes his entrance next with the water bottle, which I thought was funny.
That is fucking awesome. The Alex Shelley water bottle is history that people don't understand.
Motor City Machine Guns eliminate Petey Williams, and then they eliminate Jimmy Rave when Sabin jumps off Shelly's back and drop kicks him off the apron.
That was awesome.
Lance Hoyt makes his entrance next.
Holy shit, and he hits the biggest chokeslam of all time on Kazarian.
Yeah, man, Kazarian had to eat that one.
I like him.
Yeah, I mean they were pushing him. Hoytomania was a thing for a while, and then they still put him on TV with Jimmy Rave and shit. So.
He definitely wasn't as good back then as he is now.
No, he's dialed the fuck in. Yeah, there was a time in AEW where I was like, oh, this is the dude right here, huh?
He probably should have won a belt. Probably.
Yeah, for sure. So Sidewalk slams Rude, then throws EY, but Motor City Machine Guns are starting to take it to him. Sabin gets eliminated when Hoyt pulls the ropes after Shelly Irish whips him.
Bitch!
And here comes the Wildcat, Chris Harris, for the last spot in this match.
Let's go. I fucking love Chris Harris, boys.
The Wildcat comes in, he hits a line on Hoyt, and then spine busters Shelly.
To shit.
Hoyt then flapjacks Harris, and Kaz missile drop kicks Hoyt. Rude then pushes Kaz, but he went through the middle of the rope, not the top, so he's still technically in the match. Tracy then checks on Kaz, and Rude comes out and yells at her, says, "Well, you want to kiss him or something?"
You want to kiss him? He throws Kazarian in a guardrail.
Rude then kicks his fucking ass, and your boy Chris Harris was thrown out during the commercial.
Dude, fuck your bullshit, man. Come on, man. They couldn't have tried the same that they tried with goddamn James Storm. Chris Harris had that in him. Come on.
He's going to WWE, so.
He's going to WWE fat for some reason. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know.
He had a thyroid problem, didn't he?
Shit, me too.
Yeah, I hear that. I read.
I got a thigh and Big Show had a thigh and roids problem.
Dude, I saw an interview where Chris Harris said that Jamie Noble was an asshole to him when he got to WWE.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What did he say?
I can't remember what he said. If you just type in like Chris Harris,
Jamie Noble
interview.
Blames Jamie Noble doing him no favors in WWE. Jamie Noble really stands out to me as someone who went out of his way to not do me any favors. He was trying to change my match around right before I'm going out. It's already hard enough to try to change my whole routine because I can't do all those moves. And now he's trying to tell me before I'm seconds away going out to just to do this and that and do this. It was so bad. I must have thrown 30 clotheslines in that match.
Yeah, I'm guessing what happened was they were told to change the match or something.
Yeah.
And then like Noble was the like WWE vet. So like he had to call everything.
He's probably the agent.
Yeah, and it was just like, holy shit, man.
Wow. That's
it's a
awesome.
tough one, man.
I want you to go out there and fucking take my fucking.
All right, so here's what we're gonna fucking do. Tag driver on top. You kick out two. Bam, wham. You're gonna go in. Fucking trailer hitch. It sounds like you're calling your match. Oh, well, you want to have a good match, don't you?
Where the fuck you think you're working, son? You just got here. I was a Ring of Honor champion.
Yeah, you don't know shit. You were TNA. Yeah, Tracy checks on Kaz. Rude says, "What, you want to kiss him or something?" Kicks his fucking ass. Harris gets thrown out. Crowd is going nuts for Alex Shelley. Shelley, of course, gets rewarded by getting eliminated.
That sucks.
Yeah, Shelley jumps over the top rope to hit a kick. Goes to the top. Hoyt knocks him down and gets eliminated.
Dude, big boot off the top, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, of course. It was awesome. Rude and EY then double team Hoyt and throw him over the top. Rude and EY then start fighting, but Kaz grabs him and starts fighting him.
They stare down and anticipating there's going to be a big Team Canada up there.
I don't know about that one, but I respect the effort.
Yeah.
So Kaz slides out of the ring and kisses Tracy Brooks' hand, which allows Rude to get very angry and then get flustered as Kaz cactus lines Rude and himself over the rope, but skins the cat. So Kaz holds on while Robert Roode has been eliminated.
I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, that was very cool. Kaz was very good.
He was super dialed in here.
Yeah, this performance was awesome.
Yeah.
Storm then super kicks Kaz. So Rude and Kaz are both now out.
And now it's time for the final two.
The final two, James Storm and Eric Young. So James Storm grabs a sleeper.
What if we do nothing?
So James Storm. James Storm grabs a sleeper, and EY and him do the Piper Brett finish. He pushes off the turnbuckle and flips over him and pins him shoulders to the mat.
Let's go.
EY wins.
Nothing.
A monster.
They're going, the crowd's fired up for Elise, and EY goes in the crowd to celebrate. But yeah, this is a preview for a match that doesn't happen this way at the pay-per-view.
Yeah,
he gets momentum for...
Crowd loved Eric Young, always. I think
Eric Young wins the pay-per-view one as well, so it really was a preview.
So we go to a pre-tape. AJ Styles and Tomko are walking in the back.
Yeah, they're walking around backstage. Tomko has... Is that the IWGP tag title?
Yeah, heavyweight tag title.
So Christian runs up and says, hey, I'm looking all over for you guys. What the hell are you... And he looks at AJ. He says, what the hell are you wearing? And AJ says, Tomko's shirt. It's cool, isn't it? And Christian says, yeah, real cool. Why are you wearing it? And AJ's explanation of wearing Tomko's shirt is... Well, we're going to Japan. I'm going with him. Chris says,
Tomko's shirt is awesome, by the way. It's just Tomko's tattoos on his shirt.
Is that what it is? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's his tattoos
awesome.
on like the shoulders and stuff.
That's fucking ridiculous.
It's funny.
And Chris says, what? Why are you going to Japan? And Tomko says, I don't know if you remember or not, but when you're the champ, you have to defend your belts. I have a championship match in Tokyo. Come on, AJ, let's go. And then Christian stops AJ from walking away and says, you go and defend your title, champ. Sorry, but AJ's staying with me. And Tomko does not care. He shrugs and leaves.
Says, all right.
Yeah, what the fuck ever. Does not matter. And AJ tells him to bring him one of those gis back from Japan.
Oh, man, dude. What a great group this was.
I know. Christian, I mean, what a fucking beast.
Gotta be up for the GOAT conversation. I'm just saying, Christian's gotta be up for the GOAT.
Talking about Christian suing the WWE.
I'm going to sue the WWE.
We gotta watch that episode. I don't know what year that was.
No, we don't. That was taped SmackDown. Fucking
2011.
Super Show garbage, I'm sure.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Come on, the headline alone. Christian sues the WWE.
So, Bound for Glory hype time. We get a Ultimate X video putting over the match with all the X Division wrestlers.
It's a long video, too. Like, they put over the whole shit. I'll be honest, I skipped through this one.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we know how sick the match is.
Yeah, I mean, it's match is fucking
We were
awesome.
there.
Have you ever seen one live?
I have.
What one?
I saw the one where the Hardy Boys won with the ladder.
You did see that one. No, that's the worst one.
I said, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Oh, my God.
No, bro.
I'm screaming my head off in there. You can't do that. Friends, hold me back. I'm going to rush the ring.
Oh, man.
My boy says, you can't go in there.
The X Division.
You can't go in there. Rockstar Spud's about to come out. I said, oh, shit, you're right. So we go to a pre-tape. Kurt Angle is talking to Vanessa, the cheerleader.
Is live.
Oh, yeah. This is a live tape.
Live satellite feed from California with Kurt Angle. And Kurt walks up to a cheerleader and says, hi. You wouldn't happen to number 25, Garrett Borden, would you? And the cheerleader says, oh, yeah, I do. He's awesome. He's a really good player. And Kurt says, really? Well, yeah. His father slapped my wife.
Dude, watching this like with no context of anything, like you never saw him, like what?
Dude, that
about?
might be the funniest thing I've ever fucking seen. Kurt Angle is like the funniest dude ever. His delivery here was unreal.
It's nuts, yeah. Well, his father slapped my wife.
She goes, oh.
He just walks away and starts talking to the camera. By the way, let's establish this, by the way. Sting did not hit his wife. It was a lie. It was a lie that they I forget who fucking told it, but it was like during the tag match with fucking Pac-Man and Truth. And somebody told Kurt that Sting hit Karen on the floor, and then Kurt hits him with the Olympic Slam, and that's how they lose the tag titles. But he didn't actually do it.
Well, who am I to say that Kurt's a liar here? I mean, this is a man's scorn.
That's true. I think maybe Karen was the one that said it. Karen said, hey, Sting hit me, and Kurt just started kicking his ass.
You slapped my wife?
That is so goddamn fucking funny. Yeah. So then he walks away
he's
from
one
this
of
girl.
the best players in the game. He's just so good. He's great. Yeah? Well, his father slapped my wife. And now I'm going to slap your son's ass.
Dude,
What?
This
What
is
now?
insane.
What did you say?
Kurt walks away and he looks at the camera and he says, Sting, the game's almost over. And I'm going to be the first one to congratulate your son. And I'm going to give him the congratulatory slap on the ass. They gave him after big games. But don't worry, I'm going to do it in private.
What?
I'm gonna slap your son's ass in private.
I don't want to embarrass him. You know how kids are his age. Plus, who likes being slapped? I know my wife Garrett didn't like being slapped with everything you had.
That is so funny.
Dude. This is the funniest segment I've seen in a minute. Like, legit funny as fuck.
Dude.
Who likes being slapped? Not my wife.
Kurt Angle's delivery is just on point. Oh, he is so good. He is so good at the way he delivers.
Everything you had is
Oh my God.
egregious.
Wow, that is like, dude.
Oh,
This segment caught me
funny.
so off guard, dude. Wow, this was so funny. I'm gonna slap your son's ass in private. Oh man, that is fucking funny.
Kurt
Wow.
Angle's the goat here.
Yeah,
Oh.
man. Unbelievable.
I can't believe I must have watched this, but I have no fucking recollection of this, and I've never seen anyone talk about it.
No, me neither. That's why the show was caught me off guard so funny. Who likes being slapped? No, my wife.
No, my wife with everything you had.
That is the funniest thing I've ever fucking. Yeah, he's one of the best ladies in the game. Yeah, well, his father slapped my wife.
Holy fuck.
It's even
You know she's
funnier
going to
that he
school to
didn't.
talk about that. She'll tell all the other children.
Dude, yeah, it's a lie, James. It didn't happen.
Yeah, that's awesome. Wow. Holy shit. That's a total wife guy, by the way. He just like
Major
straight up
wife
said,
guy,
you did
yeah.
it. So we get to the main event of the evening, Triple X, which is actually
Senshi and Daniels.
Yeah, but actually, they came back this year, and I have written down why they were allowed to come back. I figured it out because I was like, I swear they lost a disband match where they couldn't team anymore.
They did.
But I'll talk about that here in a second. Yeah, Triple
Okay.
X, Daniels and Senshi, AJ Styles and Christian Cage versus LAX, Homicide and Hernandez, Junior Fatu and Samoa Joe. Big match. Fucking, my brain is going 100 miles a minute. I'm like, this is going to be, I have to adjust because in my brain, this is the coolest match ever. And I was like, oh, it won't be. And then,
Dude,
it was.
it was. So this is one of a few times where I watched this in 2 sittings. I watched the whole show up to the main event, and I said, I'm going to watch this main event tomorrow because I don't know what I'm in for. So I want to,
Yeah.
I'd like to go into this fresh, and I'm going to give it a fair shot because I was ready to not give it a fair shot.
yeah, I know. I was like, oh, man, this is the most phoned in main event for this show ever.
Yeah, I was definitely ready to say just fucking plus 10 this one, but I said, you know what? I'm going to give it a fucking real try because I've enjoyed this show.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, what a fantastic match this turns out to be. We'll break down why exactly, but yeah, just wow, they sold the hell out of this pay-per-view for me here.
They hit, like, everyone gets over here, which
Yeah,
is like
great
hard
match.
to do in a match like this.
So right away, the first thing I wrote down here is there's no way Triple X is still a thing.
Yeah.
Because Skipper's here and he's not wrestling, but his Daniels and Senshi are the ones in the match.
Yes.
And then I typed in XXX TNA in Google and I said, should not have done that. And then I typed in Triple X TNA and I said, oh, here we go.
There you go.
But apparently, since Elix Skipper was released from his original contract and signed a new contract, him and Daniels could team again for Triple X since the old no teaming stip was under his old contract.
That's a good idea, actually.
That is
That's
not bad.
fair. Yeah, right? Like, okay.
I will accept that.
So Daniels comes out here. He has the face paint look. This is the one that's in the video games too.
And he's talking to God
Yeah, he's talking to the higher power, dude.
the whole time.
I love this look. I love this Daniels like whole situation.
He's a
here.
guy that did it all right. Everything they gave him, I think he knocked out of the park. Great fucking worker. Daniels never really gets that true, like, he doesn't pass the threshold. Like, they try. They don't try. Like, there's an attempt at some point, like, to give him a big angle with Sting. But, like, he never really makes it past, like, you know, being just a good hand here.
I mean, he was the guy that could face guys in the main event. It'd be credible. Eventually give it 2010-ish, and he's just
Right.
not at all for a while.
No.
But yeah, I mean, you know, I guess not everyone's built, or not everyone can be a world champion. I don't want to say he's not built to be a world champion. He definitely was. But not everybody can be the world champion. Joe and AJ were the world champions so much that Daniels was able to face them for the world title or any title.
And lose.
Yeah, as many times as he wanted because he had so much history.
Sure.
I mean, just look at all the people they got here in 2007, dude. I mean, like...
This roster's nuts.
Speaking about, like, not everyone can be the world champion. I mean, this is like a legit nuts roster here, dude.
Yeah, man.
I mean, just in this match alone, it's just like, holy shit. Yeah, and Junior Fatu's here. Like, this is crazy.
The ass.
LAX is here. They come out with their own entrance. I always like that. I thought that was cool.
I did too. That is awesome.
Junior Fatu comes out here, bootylicious.
But his ass, I have to say, modest in this situation here. Not thong.
It's covering his ass.
Yeah, like I don't really. There's not as much cheek for the Junior Fatu here. I imagine that's because there's not a crazy old man yelling at him to stick a fucking thong as far as possible up his asshole.
You know, that's probably got to be it. But he's going to rock the bootylicious.
I mean, you got to, and the stick face, I mean, you got to keep the classics. Some things you just can't abandon.
I'm just looking at this. You know, I see AJ Styles, Christian Cage, Triple X, LAX, Samoa Joe, and then I see fucking Rikishi come out here. I have so many questions that I get no answers to. I'm just like, wow.
And his run is like, this is it.
Over.
I think he's after Bound for Glory. I'm pretty sure it's either he has one more shot or he's done.
Yeah, hired gun, hired ass. So LAX start this one off, kicking Daniel's ass. Junior Fatu comes in and he starts shaking his ass when AJ tags in.
Slapping his ass, shaking it crazy. And this is where I realized he doesn't have it like right up his ass. Yeah. They zoom in on it. Yeah. I'm like, oh, wow, this is just normal ass he's got here.
AJ comes in and then pokes him in the eyes, which I thought was super fucking funny. I love Stooge AJ, man. Like, this is so good.
Prince AJ is an underrated run.
Dude, he's such a little stooge. He comes in and then pokes his eyes and then fucking, it's just so funny.
Dick.
I wrote down here, I have to stop myself from typing Rikishi. All I'm typing down is Rikishi.
Okay, I wrote Rikishi the whole way through. I couldn't stop.
I change. It's like sometimes it's Fatu, sometimes it's Rikishi. That. I just couldn't stop. So Fatu goes to drop his ass, but it doesn't work.
No, AJ gets out of the way.
Homicide hits the Tope con Hilo and lands right in front of the announce desk and starts hitting the desk. And Don West gets up and he points down and he says, wow!
He is fucking losing his mind. Don West is so fucking awesome. No one loved the X Division more than Don West.
TNA had so much heart. Like, it had all of its problems, and
the passion was like there.
Yeah, there was a ton of passion. That's
what we bought in.
Yeah, exactly. Especially up to this point, like there's just so much passion in this show. I mean, it's hard to ignore.
Tony talked about the video at the top, all the TNA rah videos. I was super in because
I'm locked in. I'm crossing the line.
It felt authentic, and the guys wrestled like it was authentic too. Like they wrestled like this was the fucking shit. Yeah, and it was to me.
And then commentary just put it over the top when they sold it. Like Don West, like you said, getting up.
Dude, I messaged you guys because I was watching the 6-sided steel Triple X match versus AMW, and like. Mike Tenay's just like going nuts. Tower of Doom spot. No! He just thought like he saw this one would die. I was like, wow, oh my God, this is so good.
I saw a clip. I think because it was the anniversary of that, right? Like recently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's right.
And I saw a clip from it where like it's after the Rana off the cage and like Daniels is G'ing up for the elbow drop off the top and Mike Tenay is like screaming, no, you gotta stay live, Truck, you gotta stay live, this is crazy shit.
Yeah, dude.
I think they were probably giving the Iggy that he was about to go to replay. He said, no, you gotta stay live. I said, wow, like this guy loves this shit, and like I don't know if there's never been a better TNA commentary team than Mike Tenay and Don West. Like that's the ultimate team. Like
I mean you could probably argue whole wrestling. It's they're up there for me. Don West was Homicide's fucking #1 fan.
I know, dude. Tope con Hilo fired up right in front of Don West. Don West was ready to hit the ring.
Was so come on, Alex.
By the way, Tenay, speaking of the commentary, Tenay says, our cameras are still standing by in California. Sting's son's football game is almost over, and we will rejoin that feed as soon as something develops. I said, wow. Because I thought we were done.
Yeah.
And I said, oh my God, there's going to be more. That's amazing.
So we go to commercial break. We come back. The heels are up now. Daniels hits an assisted leg drop with Senshi, keeping Homicide in the heel corner. AJ comes in, hits a drop kick on Homicide. Always
Best
love
ever.
just how good it looks.
It's always the fucking best. That could have been his finish.
Yeah, you're right. AJ and Christian eat a double DDT from Homicide, which allows for the Joe hot tag.
That was awesome.
Joe comes in and just fucking kills everybody. He's a house of fire. He's just like, he looks unbelievable. Hits a sick kick combo on 2 different dudes, combines them together, and then power slams another, just like he's going nuts.
The match does not slow down from this point on.
No, it doesn't. Like, we're just full going at it now.
Now we're in. Yeah, now we're going.
I was like, oh, this must be the waterfall. And then like, oh no, there's like a crazy waterfall later. We're just getting started.
Yeah, it's like, it's the beginning of it somehow, yeah.
Junior Fatu comes in and Don West says, he just creamed Christopher Daniels. Samoa Joe hits a suicide dive. Junior Fatu splash on Daniels. Senshi in the corner. Daniels falls into position.
No.
Oh, yeah, man. Yes, Daniels in position. And Junior Fatu backs that booty up.
Bootylicious to Daniels. Oh, my God.
So Fatu goes for the Fatu driver on Senshi.
Fatu driver.
But AJ hits a phenomenal forearm to knock him down, and he's not able to hit it. AJ goes for the clash on Homicide, but Homicide sends him to the outside. Hernandez goes for the border toss on Senshi, but he gets down and sends him to the outside.
At this point, I don't know. I don't know if you guys heard it, but someone is going.
I did not know what that was. It had to be someone by commentary.
I think it's. I thought it was. Maybe you're right, because I thought it was Daniels at the apron, and maybe he was just like right up against the ring.
Oh. That's also true. That could be a thing.
But maybe you're right, because it goes on for like the rest of the fucking match. It's someone moaning and breathing heavy into a mic. Like,
he just got a face full of booty.
Stinky.
So Joe comes in. He sends Hernandez to the outside. Joe gets the coquina clutch. But Daniels comes in and breaks it up. I thought the coquina clutch was going to be like I thought that was going to be the finish, and he gets a win on Cage here.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought.
But Daniels goes for a top rope move on Homicide. But Hernandez comes up and holds him up with his shoulders, no mercy style.
Oh my.
And Homicide with the cutter off of Hernandez's shoulders.
Doomsday cutter. That is so fucking awesome.
Hernandez then gets his big spots. He hits the neck suplex.
I love that move. What is that called? Like
the neck suplex.
Yeah, neck suplex is a great way to put it, actually.
He just grabs him and goozles him and just fucking throws him. And of course, Super Mex is wide open. Why not let it fly? Ha ha.
Goes fucking far over the ropes and kills AJ.
Dude, crowd is going ape shit. Don West is losing it. This is fucking TNA to me. Awesome dive from Hernandez here. Joe goes for the muscle buster, but Christian hits the inverted DDT instead. Senshi looks for the double stomp, but misses. Double line from Joe to Senshi and Cage. Senshi comes back in, hits the cartwheel. Enzi in the corner to Cage by accident. Samoa Joe then hits the muscle buster on Senshi and just fucking full sends it. And they end up winning the match, man. What a fucking unbelievable waterfall at the end of that
Phenomenal ending stretch here. Super fucking fun match. Everyone got their shit in. I mean, like, this was awesome. I would watch this match every week. Like, this is sick.
Yeah, they really, I mean, they didn't have to, but they did, and it was awesome. They just sent
Picking the spots perfectly for fucking Rikishi, who probably didn't want to do anything.
He was probably like, well, you guys want to do what? Isn't this an 8-man main event? Like, what are you talking about? You want to do shit?
It's all right. We'll fucking pick your spot. You'll just do your moves and we're good. Oh,
he was probably like, I mean, you said you want us to go 20? What the fuck? With commercial?
Yeah, 8. How many men again, bitch? So we go back to the satellite feed. Kurt Angle is now seemingly sitting on the floor in the parking lot. It was very
low. It's been a long game.
Yeah, I guess so. And Kurt looks at the camera and says, "Sting, your son had an amazing game. He had 3 touchdowns, 16 solo tackles, 316. Not that I was keeping tabs.
Dude, that is insane. Athlete. What the fuck? 3 touchdowns and 16 solo tackles.
He's a
the hell is he playing?
He's best ever.
He's an incredible athlete, just like his old man, or at least how it used to be 10 years ago. And they show a shot of Sting. I don't know what room this is. I guess it's one of the locker rooms. He's just stanced up crazy, staring down at a CRT TV. It cuts back to Kurt, and Kurt says, "You got to realize why I'm doing this. The reason I'm doing this is because at Bound for Glory, I want to face the old Sting. The one that never quit. The one that when he said he'd something, he meant it. And regrettably, the only way I'm going to bring that old Sting back is by doing what I have to do now. And he takes his glasses off, he stares at the camera, and he says, plus, I'm pretty pissed off that you slapped my wife.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, dude.
And then Kurt gets up off the ground and he runs up to Garrett Borden, who is running away from him now. He's full sprint, chasing him through the parking lot to get to his car, and he stops him before he gets to the car. And Garrett says, "This has nothing to do with me." And Kurt says, "This has everything to do with you. Your father slapped my wife." Garrett then hits Kurt with the car door, and he says, "My father didn't touch your wife, and you know it." And Garrett gets in the car. Kurt runs up and says, "Get back here." And he grabs him, reaches into the car and drags him out and puts him in a chokehold. And he looks at the camera and says, "Sting, I'll leave the rest up to your imagination." And he pie faces the camera. And that's how the show fucking ends.
Dude, the way that Garrett says that at the end of the thing is so fucking funny. He hits him with the car door and says, "My father didn't touch your wife, and you know it." Your father slapped my wife.
I mean, this might be the most underrated, like, overarching thing I've ever seen in TNA.
This segment only worked because Kurt Angle was doing it. You know what I mean? Like, anyone else doing it wouldn't have worked, but he just made
James
it.
mentioned earlier, I bet it was fucking, this is all Kurt, too.
Yeah, Kurt said, "I got some funny
guarantee.
shit I want to rock off real quick."
What a fucking fun show, though.
Yeah, I enjoyed this a lot. I had a good time watching this.
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect, honestly, because, you know, it can be hit or miss when you get to, you know, past 07 and past, you know, it's kind of a gamble sometimes.
With a great main.
Great fucking main. And shockingly, a good gauntlet.
Yeah, I love the Gauntlet. I thought that was awesome.
That was sweet. And we got fucking Gold Dust. I mean, what more could you ask for?
We got evil Gold Dust. He hates movies.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Well, that is it for TNA Impact October 4th, 2007, and that is it.